We do use it. We do use it a lot, and especially in Thailand. Do you have any idea why? Especially here in Bangkok, I would say. Do you know why? Why do we, I would say, force and have to use the technology, data, and do all this in Bangkok? Come on, guys, how many hotels are in Bangkok? Do you know? Yeah, hotel is in each corner, so it's a very, very, very competitive market. So we basically have to do a lot of things in order to get customer, not only book with us, just to get customers and just to get tourists in our destination. So, of course, you know that hospitality is a driving force. Basically everywhere, not only in Thailand, everywhere in the world, but especially in Asia. Asia is growing now. Asia Pacific, Thailand, Vietnam, all countries around us, including Cambodia, Laos, all these countries are growing. So people are traveling, even though you know that there are some political issues and all these things going on, people still, they always will travel, not only for leisure purpose, which is vacation, yeah, business as well. So people stay at the hotels, not only to have a rest, right? We do travel, we do business, we need a place to stay. So, who is the number one in the world? My question to you. Wake up, come on, guess.
Anyone guess? What's the number one visited city in the world?
New York.
Oh yeah, who was that?
You spoiled. Yeah, okay. So here are some numbers. Guys, in the world, yeah? In the world, if you look at the total international visitors, right? The number one city in 2019 was Bangkok, which is almost 23 billion people. That's crazy. The next one is Paris, London, Dubai, and Singapore. So that's our top five. But if you look at the data, I will teach you today a little bit how to look at all these tables. You know, not only one city from Thailand is in the list. Look here. There is Phuket as well, massive 10 million arrivals, and Pattaya. That's the data from our border crossing points, we call it, which is our airport, right? Ports of arrivals into the country. Okay.
You're looking at Alan's looking at the very positive side. Yeah, but for me, I look at the threats as well. Because if you see, coming up here, number 6 is Kuala Lumpur. Yeah. That used to not be anywhere around, but now Kuala Lumpur has seen that Thailand is doing such a good job with our Visit Thailand. So they're really coming up. So that's why Bangkok, we can't just say, oh, we're number one, we're going to be there forever, right? So.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So nowadays we can't think like this anymore and say that people used to come, they used to come to Thailand and they will keep doing this. Nowadays we have to fight for each tourist customer we have, because the choice now, there are so many cities to go, there are so many options, including KL, Kuala Lumpur, including Singapore, including Hanoi, Vietnam. So it's in Vietnam, yeah, the Saigon. So the choice is just so many options there. So we have to fight. That's the point. So who do you think? Where do you think? What city people spend the most? Not talking by total visitors, yeah, by spendings. Where do you think they spend the most? Guess. Paris. Okay, what else? We have Paris. Don't spoil. Singapore. Okay, give me number 3. Dubai. Okay, we have Paris, Singapore, Dubai. Okay, here we go. Dubai is number 1. Macau number 2, Bangkok number 3. 20 billion per year tourists spend in our country. Oh, I say our country, that's my country. I've been here since 2015. Okay. Yeah, and again, Singapore is coming up. Phuket, 12 billion. Phuket is expensive, yeah? Kuala Lumpur, again, all these cities also coming up. Yeah, every year the list will be different, depending on the trend. If something happens here or in Singapore, any protest, you know that people are not like have intention to come because the economy or political situation. Okay, so speaking a little bit about who our guests are. Who do you see the most on the street? Tourists. Okay, good. That's an easy guess. So yeah. So China, number 1. You can see here Russia, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, India. Right? So again, when we look at this pie, we can't say, okay, so China is basically our number 1 customer. Yeah, that people come here all the time, so many of them. You need to understand that it's not going to be here forever. Kon Kim, she has a good point with my last question, so I will use it now as well. Fresh, right? We need to think, if something happens in China, touch the wood, like economy, right? You know about China-US war now. People won't travel so much because would you go for vacation if you don't know will you have a job tomorrow or no? You will not. You will save money, you will stay home, right? You will save until you realize that, okay, cool, now situation is stable, we can travel, okay, we go. So same works not only for China, for all these nationalities, including Russia. We had a huge drop with the Russian market in 2014, more than 50-60%. Like, you know, in Pattaya, we used to call it back home Russian village because that was a destination, Phuket and Pattaya, where we all go. It was easy, it was relatively cheap, and we were very happy with service and like what Russian people need, for example, sea, the beach, fruits, nice hotel, that's it. Because there are a huge part of our country where it's winter, yeah, same works for China, Korea and Japan. But then nowadays the percentage dropped to 6%. Okay. That's it, the first part of overall situation in the market and in Thailand. Then the main topic today is the data and technology. So what steps we usually take when we choose the hotel or we need to book flight? We look at our pocket first, right? We think, okay, so my budget is like this. So this budget, this magical number comes from the several parts of our life, which is our work, our salary, right? Family support, or we do have or not. We're gonna travel together with husband, along with families. So it's all there. There are plenty of things we consider, right? So it basically comes from our social life, right? Where our friends used to go, what their reviews are. So this is what influences our decision. We are traveler decision. You can see what's the leisure time, right, in the pie. How long are you going to spend in the, for example, here in Thailand, in Bangkok, in Phuket. You have 1 week, you have 2 weeks. Why it's important? If you spend 1 week, 2 days, 3 days, you will spend 3,000 baht, for example. If you spend 2 weeks or longer, the budget is going to be different. So you're going to think, okay, so maybe for 3 days, I can afford this hotel. Maybe it's going to be a little bit expensive, but it's only 3 days. If I'm going for 10 days, and in addition, I bring my whole family, my kids, and my grandma. There's gonna be 10 person. It's gonna be a huge number, right? So maybe I'm gonna change a little bit cheaper plate, right? So the next one again, education. You see price, value, everything. So many factors, which is very important for me as an e-commerce manager. Why? It all comes down to the search, your search. Google. Again, we do watch you, what you are doing. It's very scary for some people. And you know, there are so many always protests and think, oh my gosh, my privacy, cookies, they track me, they know what I'm doing, they know the website I visited last. It's not that bad. Because at the end of the day, the purpose of tracking each of you on a daily basis through Facebook, through Google, any website, whatever you use, Yahoo, Bing, doesn't matter. We will track you anyway. The purpose is to give you the best choice, the best option for you. Because I use the data of your, I would say, preferences. What hotels are you usually checking in? You are booking for your trip. You're booking 2-star hotels. There is no point for me to promote and push you 5-star hotel, right? You're never gonna book it. For me, it's gonna be a waste of waste of money I'm investing in my marketing, right? So there is no point for person who is only staying in 5-star hotel. There is no point to push and show the advertisement of the 2 3-star hotel. It's a waste of money again and waste of time, right? People are never gonna book. How we manage that? We track your search, we track your preferences, we personalize it. We call it personalization. So we find the good option for you. That's what Google does. That's what all Google is. We call it searching engine. So this is where you do searching, right? That's what we do. And now Google recently came up with the new hotel and flights thing. It also makes a life easier for you, not for us as a hotels and airlines and all this. Yeah.
Before you actually go forward, right? So very interesting, right? That we always think that data privacy is an invasion of privacy, but actually they're trying to save us time, right? So the idea of where we get to search, how does Google get to that? How does it get to know? So this is a very, very interesting graph. And if you see here that ideally what all the Google or Booking, what they want to do is that they want to be able to codify everything on this. But right now, I mean, luckily for us as consumers, we think we're so lucky that they still have not been able to codify that. But if you look at all of these, right, how do they get our education? They go onto Facebook, right? We will give you the information, right? How do they see our group influences? They will see who we like, who we don't like, the groups that we do that. Our socioeconomic commitments, again, if you see, or even our family commitments, you see that a lot of times when we use our smartphones, we put in our calendars, right? Yeah. So they will ask you, can we link it to Google? So right away, Google will know that we're not free on those days. So this is a really excellent graph, and the behind the scenes, all the they're really trying to get. But right now, our perceptions and the cultural, the motivators and attitude. These are the 2 or 3 gray areas that they still have not been able to kind of read into our brain. Yeah, but Gala, what do you think? Are we getting there? Where the computers are going to be able to read our minds?
Okay, so I would say cultural environment is still very probably yes, because it's your followers, subscribers, groups you are joining. It's kinda, yeah? Kinda, we can do that. But yeah, you're right. There are some parts of this we can't cover. And again, we won't get your education if you want posted. If it won't pop up anywhere, so we don't really, we're not sitting and not tracking each of you individually. No, it's just data. We get from multiple sources, like airlines, and we don't do that. Mr. Brown likes rice, studied, I don't know, in London, 2 kids, wife. No, we don't do that. For us, it's a user ABC. User XYZ. Example of that. And again, it's not really, we don't track personality. I don't need it. I'm not really interested in what you, as a hotel, what you like. I want to see what was your past, the history, and we are trying, using the technologies, we are trying to predict your behavior. Because it could be one person, but behavior could be very different. Example. Tomorrow I want to go and I want to book hotel and I want to go there alone. Okay, no, I want to go there with my partner and with my husband and with my kids. Okay, 2 kids, my husband and me. I'm looking for a hotel with swimming pool, with maybe kids club, and the beach. That's it. And I have budget, whatever. I book hotel A. Option number 2. I am the same person. I travel alone. I'm not going anywhere with my boyfriend and with my kids. So I'm not going to book the hotel with pool and with kids club, because I understand that that's gonna be noisy. Kids are gonna be running and screaming everywhere. I don't need that. I book totally different hotel, right? So that's where all searching options comes up, where I track. You wanna book for 1 person, for 2 person. You know, when you book on booking.com or any other website like Expedia, Agoda, they ask you travel for leisure, for business, with partner, with family, with kids, 2 kids, 1 kid, 0 kids. This is how we track you. And then all hotels will come up to your search. It's going to be all different. If you search for hotel with kids, and then your search is like 2 person and kids, more family-orientated hotels will come up. If you travel alone and for business, it's going to be different. So this is where, again, we try to give you the best option for you, for this particular search. Not for you as a person, right? You understand what I mean? Because for me, the best option will be different depending on what I'm going to do. I'm going to Singapore for a travel for 3 days, with my family, or I'm going to Singapore for a business where I need a room, basically a room. I don't need anything else. I don't need breakfast. I don't need stuff like that, because I'm gonna spend the whole day outside of the hotel anyway, right? I'm gonna book absolutely different places. Okay. All right.